Now we're getting a lot of questions, you know, if an employee's been exposed, what are the actions expected, what to do, how about testing of employees, especially if there's a known case in the workplace. I wanted to draw everybody's attention to this California Department of Public Health June 16th memo, and I've got the link on this slide, and it sets out some checklists for California employers. The Department of Public Health is starting to get some good information out for employers, and we're starting to see some solid answers. Before, it was a lot of gray areas, and we couldn't answer some critical questions pretty clearly, but we're starting to get some answers finally. So the first point that the California Department of Public Health said here was for businesses need to identify, prepare to how to identify the COVID-19 outbreaks in the workplace, and then went over the basic social distancing training and procedures that are required in the workplace, which I'm not going to go over. We've probably spoken to everybody on the webinar about that. You've sat through a lot of webinars, but it's in the memo. You can go back and refer to that. And it also says too that the companies need to locate their local health department as well. And they've got a link here too on how to do that. So you can look up your local health department and just have that ready to go. And then also the second point is they said the employer should prepare to share information with the local health department and other stakeholders. Now, this has been a big question. We haven't had a whole lot of clarity on until recently, was when do you have to notify the state health department if, what's considered an outbreak? So they basically, the state health department says you have to look to your local health department. So for example, here in Los Angeles, I've got the link here on the bottom of this slide. LA requires a reporting of 3 or more confirmed cases in the workplace. You need to contact the local health department. So, and there's a number there listed in that link as well. So we're getting some clarity on that. So 3 or more cases, confirmed cases in the workplace, you need to report it. Now, the third point on this checklist that the California Department of Public Health set out in this memo is that employers need to understand the requirements reporting cases to Cal OSHA. As Rick mentioned, OSHA, there's OSHA requirements, reporting requirements, but there's also Cal OSHA requirements and reporting requirements. So I've got those listed here on this slide. I won't walk through that. And if anybody has any questions, I do have another document that I can send out to is some checklists on the Cal OSHA and OSHA reporting requirements. So keep that in mind for workplace positive COVID-19 issues. The fourth item that the state set out in this memo is that employers need to identify additional employee cases and close contacts of cases to control the spread in the workplace. And this includes testing of employees and contact tracing as well. Fifth, they said the employer needs to be ready to notify and how to manage the employees and that process. 6, employers need to determine when it's appropriate for cases and contacts to return to work. And I've actually posted a handout today that's available through the software. And I took it from the website, the first link I had, and I copy and paste that into a document that's available in those handouts. And it's the state's diagram on when employees and they walk through different scenarios, and I'm not going to walk through those specifically here on the webinar today, but different scenarios. If the employee tested positive but doesn't have symptoms, maybe the employee hasn't tested, you haven't been able to test the employee, but they have symptoms, what do you do? So all these different scenarios are walked through in that document and on the website as well. So I recommend employers to take a look at that and follow those guidelines for cases and contacts and when employees can return to work. And then 7, they said that the employers need to perform the frequent cleaning and disinfection and deep and enhanced cleaning after employees that have a positive case have been at work. And then they've listed some additional resources employers need to continue to monitor and stay attuned to this. And actually, it's developing quickly, as we've mentioned on other webinars. So it's keeping us on our toes as well. And some of these handouts and posters published by the various state agencies get updated, and there's not a whole lot of news about it. So recommend going back to these websites and checking on that. And for example, this memo just came out in the middle of June, and there wasn't a whole lot of fanfare about it. And it's providing some good resources for employers.